to my 5.5. Then I go again at 5.5. 5.5, which would be right here. That crosses your T3. And then this eventually will cross to make F7, but it's not complete quite yet. So I'm moving. Place your 0 mark on the T3, 5.5, right there. This will make your T5. And then you measure another 5 centimeters, or 5.5 centimeters. Let's see. 5.5 is going to be right here. So now you have your T5. Well, you have your T5 right here, and then your O1 right here, and then your OZ is right here. So then I'm gonna turn the whole thing around and then come to my FP1, place tape measure at the 5.5 and measure basically backwards. Backwards, 5.5. That gives me my FP4 right here. And I place my marker on that, this mark right here. And again, go backwards, measuring your 5.5 centimeters. Should be right here. So now I have my T4. This is my F8, and this is my T4 right here. And I just crossed that. So now I come right here and I measure my 5.5 again. And this gives me my T6. Measure 5.5 from there. And that gives me my O2. So now it is complete. I have good measurements for my 3rd chain. Next, I will be doing the double banana, which is the 4th chain. So I start from FP1, making sure I go through my C3 and going all the way back to O1. Oh, and one very important thing you want to do is at the back, make sure you cross these O1 and O2 so you have a point to go by. So back to what I was doing, measuring from FP1, going through CZ, which is very important. I got 26, half of 26. Oh, hang on, let me remeasure that one more time to make sure I got it right. Yep, 26 it is. So I got 26, so I come up halfway, mark at 13. So that is officially crossed. Then I measure from FP1 to that C3 that I've recently crossed. And I take half of that, 13, which is 6.5. And then I measure from the CZ to the O1. and I measure 6.5. And the first one I got gave me my F3, and then the second one that I just measured gave me my P3. So now I will switch around to the other side of the head, starting at the front, measuring from FP1 through C4, all the way back to, or FP2 all the way through C4, back to FP2, or back to O2, good gracious. And that is 26 again. So take half of 26 will be 13. That'll cross right here. Half of 13 is 6.5. So I will mark it that 6 again, 6.5. And then that first one that I just measured in the front, when I took that 6.5, that will give me my F4. So then I measure from my C4 to my O2, and then I take that 6.5, and that will give me my P4. And that is the end of chain 4, or my double bananas. So now I'll move on to complete, to cross the last chain I did. And I'll start in the back, measuring from T5 to T6. And I got 25. Half of 25 would be 12.5. So I come up here, mark 12.5. That crosses my PZ, and I take half of that 12.5, which is going to be 6.75. Hang on, that's not right. 6.25. And that crosses that mark right there, which is my P3. And then I come to this side, measure from my PZ to my T6, and I mark that measurement again, which is 6.25. And now that they're all crossed completely from here, I just crossed my P4. Now I go to the front, measure from my F7 to my F8. Oh, but first, of course, you have to cross it in accordance with the lines around. And I got 21, so half of 21 is 11. Now I'm crossing my FC, then I measure from my F8 to FZ, take half of that 11, which is 5.5. That will go right there. And then I will measure from my FZ to my F7, and once again take 5.5. And that is complete. I just finished my F3 and my F4s and got them crossed, as well as my FC. And that is the final and complete chain. Here's a look at the total thing. And that was about 17 minutes, I think, altogether of actual contact time. Everything is done, lined up pretty good. And That's my glass head. Done and done.